but nothing happened. I had many sleepless nights. I used to cry a lot. Then I joined morning sessions and evening sessions, and something miracle happened. I realized that there was no pain, no body pain, no spondylitis pain. I was able to do my work with full energy.
I had suffered severely from migraine, and neurosurgeons prescribed tablets. I gave up all of them. I went through a meditation process. Today, I can't imagine I even suffered migraine once upon a time. Same thing happened with my cartilage tear. I sat down to meditate and bent my knee in spite of this. Only meditation helped me.
I suffer from sciatica. Sciatica is a very gross pain. I was living with it to an extent that I was having very bad sleep. From the time I've started meditation, that in the beginning, immediately I saw that the pain doesn't exist anymore. I sleep so well and so sound. I suffer from rhinitis. That is gone.
Before this meditation course, I was taking 2 pills of blood pressure every day. After joining this session, I totally not taking any pills since then, and I am feeling normal.
Introduced me to the meditation and my life transformed. I started breathing very easily. Within the 2 weeks, I stopped all the steroids. 40 to 45 days, I was out of everything. I became so energetic. After meditation, it was a new birth for me. Reverse aging started for me. I started learning new things. Age was just a number for me. As Chandra sir was saying in the manifestation, imagine you're in the new body. I'm just enjoying my life.
Without any medicine and without any doctor, the illness has to cure completely. So that is my childhood vision. I was trained under Brahmarshi Patriji. In future, definitely we are going to have medical colleges only with the spiritual tablets.
Welcome everybody to third week of this amazing program, and hope all of you had an amazing learning experience for the past 2 weeks. So we had Pradeep sir taking over the session so beautifully. So from today, we are entering the third week. So first of all, congratulations for that, as you're entering the third week. So for this week, we'll get to learn about health. We'll get to learn about a lot of things regarding health. So for this week, we have Rakesh sir as our teacher. So Rakesh sir has done his engineering from Mysore University in electronics and communication. He's a technologist who recently quit corporate life as delivery director in a large technology service organization to pursue interest as an entrepreneur. He is a volunteer of Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. He's teaching meditation, handling research, and other activities of the foundation. His meditation journey started in the year 2020 through a corporate program by Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. Since then, it has been a transformational journey impacting all areas of his life. So thank you so much for the service, sir. Thank you so much for transforming all the youth of the nation and giving a lot of service to the nation. Thank you so much for that, sir. And this week, we are so excited to listen and learn a lot from you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhavana. It was a wonderful introduction. Thank you for that. I know I've seen you transform personally, and I always get inspired and have goosebumps listening to your story. So friends, thank you for being into the third week. For some of you, it may be a repeat, but many of you, I'm sure, are experiencing this for the first time. And congratulate you for continuing this journey into the third week. When I started, as Bhavana said, about 2 years ago, I had no expectation. I didn't know what I was looking for in a meditation. I just joined because there was some link and something triggered in me to say, hey, I'll join this. Not even thinking it was like for a 40-day program. Because if I had known at that time it was for 40 days, I wouldn't have joined, because I was quite busy working from morning till late nights, working with global teams and so on. But then that 40 days transformed me completely. Realized it is just a beginning and there is a new way of living life. Sometimes I feel why I didn't get this before. But of course, that is an experience too. But I'm really, really happy for all of you to have found this earlier in life. Whatever stage you are in, meditation for me is to help you figure out live life fully. Whether you are just graduating or have started work or whatever that you want to do, meditation is about enjoying and living life to the fullest extent. Health, yes, we talk about health. When I started, after those 40 days, I suddenly realized that I was not having any migraine. Migraine used to be something that I thought I had to live my life throughout, because it was so frequent, so severe. Every week or almost every once in 2 weeks, I used to get migraine headaches, which would not go even if I sleep off. Initially, it started that, if I sleep, it would go off. But it became so severe over 2-3 days, even after taking medications 2-3 times a day, it would not go. It would take time, impacting everything that I do. I mean, say some of you have been affected with migraine, you would know you cannot focus on anything, you cannot do anything. And yet it was always a challenge. But at the end of 40 days of meditation, I realized I'm no longer getting migraine. I mean, it became so subtle. I was not trying to cure migraine or any other health issue for that matter. I had severe bronchitis. Every 6 months, it would just flare up. And I would think it comes from allergy, or if I'm go out in rain, whatever, right? So any environmental conditions, I would think that's coming. If it's too cold, whatever, right? So essentially, I would blame it on the environment. And then it would last for weeks. The cough, the severe cough. Nobody could sleep around me because I would cough through the night. But all of it just went away. And I actually started recognizing when somebody started sharing the, hey, I no longer have migraine. I no longer, I'm diabetes. All this, when I realized, when I looked back, I said, yes, I have given up on all this. And then I started doing a lot more research on why are we seeing all these benefits? Because for me, it's still about, in those early stages, I was still trying to figure out, how is this possible? And that's when I stumbled upon many, many research. And I started understanding the science behind how our health, physical health, gets impacted. Started understanding the mind-body connection. My sister would say, you have to reduce your stress. would say, okay, she was a medical doctor, but then I would say, yes, okay, but how do I do it? Because every situation at work or somebody in the neighbor, creating some challenges, or somebody in the family, giving some unexpected news, all that would just trigger those stress. And I didn't know how to control it. Easy to say, you have to reduce stress to somebody else, but how do we do it yourself? And that's when I realized meditation is a very, very, very natural way to bring down that stress. Of course, that will lead to many, many, many additional benefits. Last week, you would have heard from Pradeep about the whole manifestation, visualization, all that aspects of living beyond the current aspect of your life. As you're graduating or just beginning your career, you have unlimited opportunities now. Whatever you think, that will happen. Think and feel is your reality. So we continue the practice, and I also realized this benefit I can continue to accrue as I continue to practice. It is not a medication. Medicine, if you have a problem, you take it and then leave it, right? Of course, if you look at in the long term, you have to be on the medication if you're not on meditation, because something or the other keeps triggering. The act of placebo, how attitude matters. There was a research done by Carnegie Mellon University. You would have heard of it. It's one of the top universities. Of how people's attitude towards life affects, even if you are introduced to the flu and other viruses and germs. So they did a study which said people were, as the course of a period of time, they were, they got introduced through nasal sprays some of these viruses. Okay, of course, this was voluntary. And when they found the results over a period of time, people who were happy, people who had a positive attitude in life, they were affected less with those viruses and germs compared to people who were always complaining, who were always having the negative attitude towards life. Another research done through Harvard and other universities found how people, and it was published in American Medical Association Journal, talked about how people who have very complaining and a negative attitude, who would always find fault in others, had higher chances of having heart attack. People who are given placebo is nothing but some kind of a saline water or things that are with no chemicals in it, right? No medically relevant chemical there. If people has taken that, thinking it is a medicine that will cure them, it would cure. I know my cousin who was studying in one of the top colleges in Karnataka here in Mysore. He would talk about people coming, complaining of conditions, and they realizing it, they don't need medicine. They would just give saline water. And they would say, hey, I'm cured. And their studies done, and there is a wonderful book by David Hamilton. He's a PhD who was working in the pharma industry. He talks about mind-body connection, and he says people who have taken placebo have actually cured of diseases, the actual condition, because they believed that the placebo that they have taken is real. So we'll talk about all this, right? We'll talk about science, how this is helping over the next 2-3 days, and not just healing the condition. Right? Health is also about staying healthy, not just the curing or relieving of yourself of any condition, but staying healthy. You want to travel, you want to build a business, you want to grow your career. All of this is possible only if you are healthy. If you are running through a lot of conditions, and a lot of these medications that comes is only will treat the symptoms. So staying healthy, how do we do that? How do we continue to stay healthy? So we learn about it in this week as we continue the practice of meditation. So we'll go into the meditation today, friends. For those of you who joined new or want to understand this technique, what we follow, the technique we follow is called Ana-Pana-Sati, or the breath mindfulness meditation. It's the simplest of technique, where we sit comfortably, either on a chair or on the floor, close our eyes, and clasp our hands, fingers into fingers, and cross our legs at the ankle, and just observe our simple and natural breath. We start with another 5-minute process called heart elevation. This is, again, there is a science behind it. You would have learned about it. It's about bringing your heart, coherence into your mind and heart by bringing up elevated emotions. I talked about how positive and people with positive emotions live a more healthier life. So we bring up those positive emotions because heart works coherently at that time. And we go in the meditation, it also helps you to go deeper into your meditation. So we'll do that. Will be guidance. So relax, friends. As you are completed the day, you sit comfortably. If you are
do, I always have wish to do, whether
if you have an opportunity, you can close your curtains and things like that. Make your make the room darker. And observe from head to toe every part of the body. Relaxing. And as you observe every part of the body from head to toe, feel it relaxing completely.
But inside we are energy.
Head. So, neck muscles. Observe your neck muscles relaxing completely. Shoulders, your hands, legs, toes, all of it completely relaxing.
Dear friends, dear masters, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention on your sacred heart. Take a slow, long, relaxing breath. And can you feel your beautiful heart? With that breath energy, breathe more and feel your beautiful heart, that seat of all emotions. Our primary connection into this universe, which is expanding all life with its love energy, with its gratitude energy. Can you feel love, gratitude inside your beautiful heart? Relive a moment from your life of love, of gratitude. Feel more of that love energy, of that gratitude energy, and expand your heart center. Dear friends, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers. Rest your hands comfortably in your lap. With your eyes closed, observe your normal, natural, in-breath and the out-breath. In this meditation, we observe our natural, peaceful in-breath and the out-breath for the whole duration. Be with your breath. Become one with that in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. And when the mind is empty, we slowly merge into that greater emptiness, that quantum energy field. Our divine self. Be with your breath. Become one with that in-breath and the out-breath. Allow yourself to slowly and slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. As you observe the breath, notice the lightness in your breath. Allow yourself to completely merge into that lighter and shallow in-breath and the out-breath. With your eyes closed, become one with your breath, dear friends. Allow yourself to merge into your in-breath and the out-breath. And slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. As your mind is becoming empty, can you feel any sensations in your body? Can you feel emptiness inside you, all around you, as you're becoming one with your breath? become aware of that emptiness, where there is no body, where there is no thing, where there is no one, in no place and no time. Allow yourself to go deeper into that emptiness of no body, no thing, as you become one with your breath. All emptiness is energy. That's quantum energy field with infinite possibility and opportunity. Everything you have ever experienced or will experience is here in the form of energy, waiting to happen into our physical reality. The longer we stay and connected to this energy as no body, the more we receive from this field. Keep your eyes closed. Stay aware of that emptiness as no body. And stay connected with the abundance of energies in this field. find yourself distracted, go back to observing your breath. Bring yourself into the present moment and experience that emptiness inside you, all around you. Yourself to merge into your breath and merge into that emptiness where everything is connected to everything else. The longer we stay with this emptiness as no body, the more we become everybody, and the more we experience our wholeness. Yourself to go deeper and deeper into that emptiness of every body. Go deeper and deeper into yourself as you merge into your breath, dear friends. And yourself. To merge into your breath. And merge into that emptiness where everything is connected to everything else. The longer we stay with this emptiness as no body, the more we become everybody, and the more we experience our wholeness. Yourself to go deeper and deeper into the emptiness of every body. Friends, let's express gratitude. Gratitude for living this beautiful life. Be grateful to your parents for giving us this intelligent connection to this universe. Be grateful to our teachers and mentors for expanding our knowledge and wisdom. Be grateful to all the people in your life, your family, your friends, relatives, colleagues, partners, everybody, for helping us learn so many things. Be grateful to this grand nature, to the animals, the birds, the fish, all the planets and stars, for inspiring that awe in us every moment and being that mystical energy into our lives. Be grateful to all the things we use, the technology, the places we visit, the system that support us, our governments and companies, various people who help us. Be grateful to yourself for caring for you, for caring for others, for allowing consciousness to explore through you. Be grateful to this intelligent energy field for allowing us to experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body. Feel your body. Relax yourself and let the autonomous nervous system repair the body. recollect your experience from the session. How did you feel? What have you seen? Who have you become? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes.
Wonderful. Hope you had a great meditation. As you realize by now, after every meditation, you have changed. Our body is physically as well continuously regenerating. Billions of cells are produced. Of course, each of those cells have genes. So unlike what has been popular understanding in science, the genes are what we have. Research have shown that even if you have or inherit genes, what genes get expressed depends on your thoughts and emotions. It is not necessary that if your parents have some conditions, you will have it too. Epigenetics, that is the science of epigenetics. That is now showing that everything is psychosomatic. Most of the diseases are psychosomatic. The way our psyche or the mind, intellect is, so is your body, the physical body. So let's understand today a bit more about how our health is affected, and one of the biggest reason for our what's called disease, health condition, is stress. My sister, who is a medical doctor, talked about stress is what was causing my conditions. I did not understand, and how do I get over it? So what is stress? We have a beautiful mechanism in our body where if there is any threat to us, mostly physical threat, you're driving and suddenly somebody crosses you, that is a threat. Somebody is thrown a stone at you, that is a threat. There is a dog barking at you, that is a threat too. Somebody is shouting at you, making a threatening advance at you, that is a threat too. So all these conditions, our body has a beautiful mechanism called a fight or flight. So whenever we see a threat, that part of our brain suddenly triggers a fight or flight response, because you have to get over that moment. You have to save yourself from that threat. All animals have. That's a basic fight or flight mechanism. If you face with those threats, suddenly the glands, the adrenal gland, starts producing increased amount of hormones, stress hormones, the cortisol, the adrenaline, norepinephrine, all these, many of these stress hormones. Now that is actually a good thing, because what it does is it will suddenly improve the blood circulation, increase the blood flow. Norepinephrine and cortisol also increases the production or increase the level of sugar in the blood. All in the idea of energizing the parts of the body that needs to take action in that during the threat. You don't have time. You just have to, let's say there is a car coming at you, you just have to immediately react, swerve your car or put a brake. If there is a dog chasing you, you have to run. Or if you decide the best option is to fight, you need all the energy to fight. So these hormones are there to increase the efficiency of those parts of the body. Now, what it also does, and again, a body is beautiful, right? I mean, it's improve the efficiency. It also reduces the functioning of many of the bodies that are not required to face that threat. Like your digestive system, you don't need to digest your food when you're trying to fight. The thymus gland, the cortisol impedes, it reduces the functioning of a thymus gland, which actually is an immune producing gland. The sexual organs, many of these organs which are not required, their functioning is reduced, and all the energy and the efficiency is brought into the parts of the body that are needed to act during this fight or flight response. So they are good stress that is needed because you have to act at that point in time. Now the challenge with us and most of us who've gone through this is that stress doesn't stay there, doesn't stop there, rather. Because our programming and many of the thoughts that are deep inside us, many of the experiences that we store, those negative, those stressful experiences that we have had, we keep storing it. So our stress doesn't stop there. It continues for a much, much, much longer period. When an exam comes, and when your friend says, hey, have you studied this? Many of you probably will have experienced it. Suddenly you start thinking, worrying, hey, am I falling behind? He's talking about something that I've not heard about. This stress comes because you've been worrying about exam that you probably not studied fully, or your parents have been pushing that, hey, this is everything you have to do, this is depends on this. So it's been, those emotions have been stored in the past, and suddenly when your friend says it gets triggered, so you're continuously in that stressful mode. Society, your environment has conditioned you, and you react to it. So our stress level continues, and this is called the chronic stress. Many of us don't even recognize, like I didn't recognize that I was in a continuously stressful mode. Because every time there was an escalation at work, or there was some challenge at, while driving, somebody comes and all those emotions would get triggered, and I would always be in that high beta frequency. When this happens, many of our body functions stop working properly. Our immune system goes down significantly. As I said, the thymus gland stops working properly. So how does meditation help? When we continue meditation, and as you have seen, we bring down our thoughts completely. What we are doing is we are disconnecting from those past emotions, past experiences. It is a memory for us as in learning, but not necessarily the emotions that we carry from those experiences. So we stop triggering those repeated emotions and handle stress like it should be done for that moment. You act for that moment. Is there an exam? Yes, you study, you are confident, you don't get bothered about what somebody else is telling. If there is an interview, you stay in the present moment, you take it up, and then you don't carry that stress beyond that level. You move from a chronic stress stage to a state of handling stress in a good way. Because meditation naturally activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which essentially helps to bring down our what we call as nerves. You are nervous, so makes you calm, because the parasympathetic nervous system helps you, makes you calm. It stops you from moving to a continuous stress mode. And of course, immunity increases. I mean, there is plenty of research that I've seen. The growth hormones or the immune functions is improved drastically with regular practitioners of meditation. What I was thinking, that the dust allergy or any allergy that is there, pollen allergy, so much of allergy people talk about, whatever that cause was, is no longer affecting me. If I used to, I used to take inhalers, I used to take nasal drips, all of them is completely gone. Because one, in our mind, in my mind, I know my body can heal itself. All healing is self-healing. In the case of placebo that I talked about, the reason a placebo works is because your mind thinks that your body is healing. Even if you're taking medicine, I've heard doctors talk about, if a good doctor says with good compassion, people believe and take the medication, it actually works for them. Because first, it all starts in the mind. So all healing, our body is a pharmacological, it's a big pharma factory. It has all the chemicals needed to heal ourselves. But the gene expression that I talked about happens because your positive thoughts. There was an experiment that was done in Japan where people saw a comedy movie for 1 hour, one group, and another group saw a horror movie. The group, and they studied the gene expressions of both the groups, and what they found is the people who were watching comedy stopped expressing the genes that would increase diabetes, as compared to people who are seeing a horror movie or even not watching comedy movie. So with meditation, as we become calm, as we become more positive, as we start visualizing, see, last week you would have heard about the whole process of visualization. As you visualize your future that you want, as you bring up those positive emotions, the genes that are expressed are supporting those emotions. And of course, for all of this also to continue to stay, knowledge is critical. Of course, along with meditation, I started reading a lot of material, a lot of books, like You Are a Placebo, books by Dr. David Hamilton, many scientists. And I understood Dawson Church, Bruce Lipton, Bruce Lipton, all these I started understanding. And when my knowledge improved, my belief started changing. I reprogrammed my beliefs that if I go out in the rain, I'll start getting sick. That belief was gone because it's all in the mind. So the knowledge, the more you increase the knowledge, along with the meditation, you start becoming more positive towards your own health. Most of those, and you do no longer start getting affected by the conditions around you. Most of these stress also is because you are conditioned from outside. But with meditation, as you go deeper, as you understand yourself, you are no longer affected by outside. And that happens with regular practice of meditation. So you not just heal conditions, but you also stay healthy. talk a bit more tomorrow about sleep and anti-aging, but sleep itself is a $50 billion industry. As I was doing some market research on how the wellness industry is, everything related to sleep, to make people sleep well, is more than $50 billion. But in the last 2 years, as I've been seeing, as I teach and as I listen to many people's experience in these 40-day programs and 21-day programs, people say, I've had insomnia for decades, but within these 40 days, within these 3 weeks, 6 weeks, I'm sleeping well. We have such a beautiful mechanism within us, which is freely available to us. This technique of meditation. We cannot just heal ourselves, but we can stay healthy and live our life fully. For me, that is the end goal, right? When we talk about health, health is actually a byproduct of meditation. It is not the core focus. The end goal, to live fully, you need to be healthy. And meditation is a great, great tool, friends. Modern science continues to evaluate this, and more importantly, is recommending. So you congratulate yourself that you are continuing this practice for yourself. I made up my mind that this is to be with me for my life. So you make that decision. It's one intention. That's it. It'll change life holistically. Thank you, friends. We'll continue this. Of course, love to hear your experiences, but I know we are towards the end of the session today. Glad to be able to be part of this journey with you. So anybody who wants to share your experience, I would love to hear. But I think Bhuvan also has some announcement to make.
So anybody would like to share or ask any questions to Rakesh sir? So you can raise your hands and we'll unmute you and you can speak up. So in meantime, so we had polls yesterday, as all of you are aware. So we have two winners, Sai Gopal and Prayan Nayak. So congratulations to both of you. Please do contact your team facilitators from the WhatsApp groups and send your address to them so that we could send you the book. So thank you so much, sir. And this is an amazing opportunity, friends. Please do come forward and share your experiences and ask any questions. Whatever doubts it may be, you can just come out and ask, no problem. So yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bona. Absolutely. The more we ask questions and share our experience. I told you about my experience of my healing. I didn't even recognize until somebody told. So I realized I'm really grateful for people who shared, because I started recognizing some of these benefits within myself and somebody else shared. And then I realized it is my responsibility to share as well at that point in time. And I would love to hear from Sai Gopal and Prayan Nayak. Do we have them here?
Sai Gopal is here. You can unmute yourself, Sai Gopal.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, my family, they were already into meditation. They're doing from last 5 years. And but I never tried meditation. I used to do some other stuff, not like this one. But from last 3 to 4 months, I don't know what happened exactly, but my parents or somehow I've been getting calls that you need to attend some sessions, you need to sit in meditation, these kind of things. And I thought of, starting it, but I don't know from where to start. But my uncle suggested that, like Ravindra sir from Tech Solutions. So he said that he's doing something like, about Buddha CEO sessions and this kind of thing, and shared the link. I joined in the group, but I haven't attended the whole first week. But after fourth or fifth day, I started listening the class, and I started understanding what's the science behind these things. I generally keep quiet. I just sit and I just, feel whatever the things are happening around. And I don't know what exactly, but from last 2 to 3 days, there was a lot of change. I used to have a lot of, I can't sleep at nights. I used to wake till 2:30, 3 a.m. because due to my work. Uh, I used to work as a CS, cyber security guy. So can't sleep a lot. So and even sometimes there might be, like you said, having migraines. So for a lot of times, I used to watch the computer screen that used to cause a lot of headaches for me as well. Now it's everything is gone. Like I started creating in some environment like proper sleep by 12 and waking early in the mornings. And okay, and even I also started eating food properly. I'm even getting hungry at early times as well. I hope. These were the few things I observed in myself from last 10 days. So I hope these things continue further, and I would love to learn a lot of things. And today is the first session of yours, and it was a very nice practice session. I even planned my day according. I started planning my day according to the sessions. Even now, it's been a really wonderful thing from the last 2 weeks. Thank you, sir. Uh, I'm very happy to be part of this session.
Wonderful. Really, really glad to hear that. Of course, we are all grateful to Ravindra. He's been doing such a wonderful service. Glad to hear your experience. Hopefully next time we can see you as well. It is these things, suddenly it changes. In meditation, we don't, and you would have heard about quantum science, right? It is not a linear progress. There are people have heard who've been meditating who think they haven't seen any benefits for like weeks and months, and suddenly everything transforms. I'm glad you've chosen to be part of this, and now it's all within you, right? You know it is within you. So whether to continue and reap the benefits is all within us. Our intentions matters. Now you've realized, right? I revolved my schedule around this program. So because your intention is in that, everything will fall into place. Thank you, Sai Gopal. Wonderful experience. Anybody else? We had another winner.
Not there in the session.
That's fine.
He did not join.
Anybody else wants to share your experience or ask questions? Because many things sometimes it helps if there is even a bit of a doubt to get that clarified so that you can progress. That is why we continue to encourage people to ask questions and sharing. A quiet crowd, but I'm happy to see many of you have turned on your videos. So it really motivates. You are into, even if you are quiet, you are actually absorbing everything. You are actually actively participating. It's great. Yes, I think.
Good evening, sir. Yes, my name is Sudhir. I'm from Bangalore. I'm meditating from so many years. Please give me one suggestion to me. My very close friend cheated me, but I'm not able to come out of this feeling. Very best friend. I lost everything. I want to take revenge on them, but my mind is not telling, don't take revenge, leave them. But I'm not able to come out of that feeling. He's very best friend to me. We can share everything. We will go everywhere. But I'm not able to come out of that sadness. I don't know. Doing meditation every day, listening Patriji sir, listening meditation experience, and practicing music, and practicing drawings, reading books, and all doing. But I don't know why I'm not able to come out of that feeling. Please give me a suggestion.
Yes. Good question.
But if I want, my mind is always, if I want to take revenge on, and then, but he is very good friend once upon a time. But I don't know why he cheated a lot.
Yes. You need to, my suggestion is understand a bit more about the concept of cause and effect. So if you can read some books on conversation with God and conversations with God, you understand why we go through many of these experiences. It is our thoughts and feelings create our reality. There is, every situation is for our learning. I know we've had this. Today I just had a conversation with one of the vendor as an entrepreneur. We working with a vendor to build a software product. We've been working with them for 4 months, and suddenly today they said that they no longer can provide that. Absolutely nothing. Now I can blame that vendor. He's not complete stranger to my partner who has been very close. But I can blame him. That you have gone. But what I realized, and that would have been my natural instinct before, but now after I understand, and that is where the knowledge part of it comes. I realized this is actually an experience which is good for me. When I'm calm, not thinking of putting on a blame to him, I actually found somebody else who can help me do a better job. I could not approach that other person because we had already committed to them. So every situation is actually a learning. We've invited those conditions. So those I would suggest you to read more. Of course, I suggested conversations with God. Also, law of attraction. Law of attraction, I would suggest you actually listen to by Jerry Hicks and Esther Hicks. Because situations that we attract is based on some deep experiences that we want to have. You said, even if I want to take revenge, somehow I don't feel. Right? Because that our feeling, we deeply know that that is not who we are. So when we meditate, we move away from the logical mind to more balanced, where we listen to our heart as well, our feeling. So I suggest you read them, and of course, you can always reach out to me. We can have a further conversation if we need to. But it is the process. Again, there is no good or bad. Everything is an experience that we go through. The challenges we face, it is a challenge that we want, because unless there is a challenge, we don't learn. So today, I actually enjoy if there is a challenge. Something is there, it's there for a reason, for me to learn. Of course, there are more deeper, we can talk about it. But my suggestion is read them.
Yes, sir.
And then you can come back, we can talk.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, friends, I know we are way past our time. But thank you for staying. Thank you for continuing to be in the process of learning. I'm a lifelong student now. For me, I used to think that I've done everything, I know everything. But the first 40 days, realized I'm zero. And I am zero every time I go to listen and take any sessions, because these are learning experiences for me as well. So thank you for being part of this journey. We'll meet back again tomorrow.
Thank you all. So let's all meet back again tomorrow and learn even more concepts on health. Thank you so much, Rakesh sir, for an amazing session.